This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Okay, kids, sleep in. We've got a 2-hour delay in schools today. We don't usually get into international news, but boy, last night Iran launched more than a dozen missiles at 2 Iraqi bases that are housing U.S. troops in what appears to be retaliation for the American airstrike that killed the Iranian general last week. The attacks did not inflict any U.S. casualties. However, there were Iraqi casualties, and the number of them and whether the individuals were killed or wounded was not immediately clear. I have a feeling this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. A little bit more local. On January 4th, detectives from the Annapolis Police Department conducted checks about underage drinking at several businesses downtown Annapolis. They were initiated because of complaints about people under 21 drinking. And at one unnamed bar on the 100 block of Main Street, 3 19-year-old females from Arnold were located drinking in the establishment. 2 of the females had a fraudulent driver's license, and 1 displayed a driver's license belonging to somebody else. All 3 were issued civil citations for possessing false documents with the intent to obtain alcohol while under 21. At another bar in the unit block of Dock Street, 4 suspected underage people were located entering and attempting to buy alcohol. 2 18-year-old males from Severna Park and a 17-year-old male from Millersville and a 17-year-old female from Odenton were all found to be in possession of fraudulent driver's license. The 2 17-year-olds were released to their guardians. The 2 18-year-olds were also issued citations for possessing false documents with the intent to obtain alcohol while under 21 years old. You may not find this interesting, but I kind of did. The Arundel County Police Department's Traffic Safety Section released a report of their commercial motor vehicle inspections of 2019 for the calendar year. Now, these are roving patrols and stationary patrols throughout the county, and they look at commercial vehicles. They inspected 657 of them. They had 186 citations and 135 warnings. But what really struck me was the low number of what I would consider serious violations. There were only 5 cited for speeding, 48 cited for failure to obey a traffic control device, which could be rolling through a stop sign, 11 seatbelt violations, 2 for negligent driving, 12 for license violations, which could be an administrative type of a thing. And all of those say that these drivers really take their job seriously. The citations for the most stuff, lighting violations were 174, and that could be anything from a tail light out to a headlight out, etc. There were 71 tire, wheel, and hub violations, and again, that could be a mud flap that had fallen off, an underinflated tire, etc. And there were 70 medical card violations. Again, most of those are probably administrative, and I thought that was really kind of a interesting look just to see how seriously these truckers on the road do take their jobs, and I am glad for that. Today is January 8th, and that means that lawmakers are back in town for 3 months. Traffic will pick up, parking will be difficult, and in the evening, getting a seat at a bar is going to be next to impossible. Yesterday, Governor Larry Hogan did have a press conference announcing his priorities for the upcoming session, and he's calling it the Accountability Session 2020. He cited Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh, State Delegate Tawana Gaines, and State Senator Cheryl Glenn, all who have been convicted or accused of corruption. Hogan's proposal is looking to increase the penalties for bribery to minimum fines of $10,000, and in addition, if found guilty of any kind of a corruption, be forced to give up their state pensions, which would also apply if an employee or elected official pleads guilty or no contest. Hogan also laid out his crime plan for the city of Baltimore, saying that we need to get something done on that. But you can also expect some fireworks from the legislation as they try to figure out how to fund the Kerwin Commission recommendations on education spending. And as we wrap up, you want to stay tuned for this because the details are not solid just yet, but we will have them up at eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later. But I spoke with Jason Cherry last night of Mission Escape Rooms, and he's the guy that owns the 3 locations. There's one right here in Annapolis on West Street, another one out at Gambril's at the Village of Waugh Chapel, and another one up at Arundel Mills Mall. And he's stepping up and looking to help out Australia as they deal with those horrible fires that have really burning up the country. On January 20th, 100% of sales at all 3 locations will be donated to an Australian wildlife rescue organization. There have been reports of nearly 500 million animals that have been killed, and it's really just a tragic event that's happening down in Australia. And this is great that somebody locally here is doing something very meaningful for Australia and certainly the animals down there as well. So you want to make sure you check back in with Eye on Annapolis a little bit later on today to get the full details of that. And also go check out Mission Escape Rooms on Facebook. They'll have the details up there, obviously, as well. All right, that does wrap it up for today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day. If you're someplace where you can give us a rating or a review, please do that, as it really helps us grow, and we would appreciate it. Other than that, you need to hang tight. We have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast, and he is coming up in just 1 minute.
Hey, Annapolis, Eastern Shore, and Arundel County. My name is Rick Peters, and I'm the president of Solar Energy Services. Business is good in the solar industry, and we're currently hiring and training new installers. We also need experienced project managers and drafting specialists to help meet demand and bring clean, renewable energy to homes and businesses in Maryland and Washington, D.C. After 40 years, we can attest to the fact that there's never been a better time to join the solar workforce than right now, especially at Solar Energy Services, where our on-the-job training will allow for rapid advancement for fast learners and emerging leaders. We're locally owned and operated, we have a great work environment, and we offer competitive pay and benefits. And we like to hire for the long term because we believe our employees are our greatest assets. So be sure to apply today at solarsaves.net or call 410-923-6090 because sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, January 8th. Yesterday's cold, sloppy, wintry mess has come and gone, with a bit more snow having fallen in the northern half of Arundel County and much less in the southern half, with Annapolis in the middle getting a small shot in the last hour or two before the storm pulled away to the northeast, setting the stage for a chilly and very breezy day today, with winds gusting to 30 to 40 miles per hour at times, with highs near 40 to 45 degrees despite tons of sunshine, which will be followed by more sun, less wind, and slightly colder highs on Thursday in the 36 to 42 degree range, before clouds and 50s move in on Friday ahead of some very late Friday night rain that'll last into Saturday, if not parts of Sunday morning, with way above average temps on Saturday soaring into the 60s and possibly reaching 70-plus degrees in spots before 50s and PM clearing on Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMD VA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, friends. This is Brian Griffiths from RedMaryland.com, inviting you to the 2020 RedMaryland.com Leadership Conference, Saturday, January the 11th, 2020, at the Doubletree Hotel in Annapolis. Confirmed speakers include Congressman Andy Harris, Commerce Secretary Kelly Schultz, Transportation Secretary Pete Ron, Senator J.B. Jennings, Senator Steve Hershey, Senator Justin Reedy, Delegate Nick Kipke, Delegate Kathy Shalega, Delegate Lauren Erican, WBAL Radio's Andrew Langer and Jerry Rogers, Maryland Federation of Republican Women President Diana Waterman, Maryland Young Republicans Chairman Maria Sophia, Lauren Bogley from the Maryland Right to Life, and so much more. Tickets are available at redmarylandconference.com. Sponsorship opportunities and vendor tables are also available. That's redmarylandconference.com. Don't miss out on your opportunity to attend the redmaryland.com Leadership Conference, Saturday, January the 11th in Annapolis. Once more, buy your tickets now at redmarylandconference.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.